question that Prakash had for all the speakers was whether or not we thought Valentine's Day was the best thing ever, a bunch of hoo-ha, or just another day. I personally think that Valentine's Day, it's an evil conspiracy between the card manufacturers, the candy manufacturers, Tiffany's, and the flower delivery person, people, right? 1-800-Flowers. Because it is the only day, God forbid, that you men, the ones that are here, get it right. Because if you don't, you have hell to pay for the rest of the year. And every woman who's at work wants to have flowers on her desk, delivered. The only time of the year we insist on it. And I'm one of those women. I laugh at it, but I'm competitive. I want bigger flowers than you. I want hotter flowers than you. I want my night to be special. I was talking to a guy this evening, and I said to him, "You're going on a business trip on Valentine's Day?" He says, "Yes, but I told my wife, meet me in Paris." I said, "Every woman in North America is applauding you right now. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules." He's on his way to Germany. He has a layover in Paris. So on the way back, his wife will join him. And those are the 4 little words. When Valentine's Day comes around, we want to hear, meet me in Paris. France. Not Paris in the Midwest. Just to be clear. But then let's look at this on the flip side. What happens if you're single? Is it like the loneliest day in the world? Does it feel like every single person is looking at you because you didn't get flowers on your desk? No one's taking you out to dinner, and clearly you don't have lives because you're here tonight. Except for those who are married, we know the married ones in here. But it's a double-edged sword. It's this yin and yang, all because of this thing called love. But is it truly love? Candy and flowers, hearts and romance, like what's-her-face says in 50 Shades Darker. Oh, whatever his name is, Mr. Gray, are you going to give me hearts and flowers? It's a bunch of nonsense, because that's not what love truly is. But it's something that we all crave. When we think about love, all of my friends want to find their Barack, because he has now become the male standard for my friends. But I have to remind them, you're not Michelle. You're not going to land him. But maybe they will land their version of Barack. And how does that happen? What do you have to do in order to really meet that person who, after years of marriage, 8 years in the White House, you can go on vacation, kite surf, and walk around looking like an Instagram model, which is those pictures. He's looking kind of fine after just a few weeks of vacation. How do we really find that? Let's talk about the word love. Love is not something that you climb into. It's described as you fall in love. And why is that description written in that way? You don't jump, you don't step, you just fall. Let's think about that for a second. When you fall, what happens? It's...
You lose a teeth or 2.
You lose a teeth. Oh, that's your version of... That's a sermon for another Sunday. Whatever is happening over there. But yes, you fall. It can be painful. It's not graceful. It doesn't always look good. Splat! And you're on the ground. And love is very much like that. But love is not something that happens to you. Love is who we all should aim we should be love. Love is not something that should be exported or imported. And I believe in a higher power, but love is not, love is coming from God, and I love God. It's more than that. It's who we should be. We should be created as love. In order to find your version of Michelle or Barack, we have to become love. And how do we do that? Step number one, learn to love yourself. I met a woman a few days ago, and she said, "Oh, it's my birthday." I'm like, "What? It's your birthday? Turn up." I love birthdays. I'm like, "Turn up." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, you know, but I don't have anyone special to celebrate with." So immediately in my head, I'm thinking, celebrate by yourself. And then I said, "Well, what is that all about? Tell me more." She said that she's doing online dating. I should have recommended Sandy, because you could help her improve, girl. And she met this wonderful man online. Turns out he is the Spanish version of the Nigerian prince. He needed $20,000. And she was so crushed. But after she told me the story, she then said, but one of my girlfriends took me out for dinner. And I thought to myself, why was she so focused on someone she didn't meet when there was someone, a friend, right there in front of her, tangible, who took her out to celebrate? And that's because she really doesn't love herself. Because in order to recognize love, and we'll talk about that in a second, you have to really care about yourself. And how do you do that? You have to care about your mind, you have to care about your body, and you have to care about your soul. Because if you do not do that, you cannot get love from anybody else. The biggest turnoff I read in some magazine, may not be reputable, maybe it was Cosmopolitan, I don't know, don't judge me, said that women who can't take a compliment are a bit of a turnoff for men. I don't know if the men in here would agree. They're kind of like, oh, we don't care as long as she's hot. But really, if someone gives you a compliment and you can't take it in, and you can't say thank you, and you come up with something that's just so horrible about yourself. Oh, you look great in those pants, but I hate my thighs. Anybody see your thighs? They said you look great in the pants. Accept it. Think about ways in which you can focus and have just a few minutes to yourself where you can take in the goodness in this world. And right now this world feels very sad, very angry, and in turmoil. So the idea of love is very, very hard. But we can all do this. Take a few minutes and settle your mind. Look at life lovingly. If we all looked at everything around us lovingly, we would become love. Take care of your body, feed it lovingly, and stop saying negative things to yourself. Here's something I used to do. I had a lot of negative self-talk. And what I learned to do was look at my baby picture or a picture of me as a kid, and I would say, would I talk to a child like that? And the answer is no. I would never tell a 7-year-old, shh, you need to do something about that hair today. Or, you're not that smart. No one would say that to a child. And that's how I got out of the negative self-talk. Let's move on. Learn to receive love. I talked about that a little bit. Accepting compliments. Opening your heart to love. I have a girlfriend. Her quote is, I don't look down. If he is not 6 feet and above, she's not interested. She's 5'5". Honey, you have just eliminated about half the men in the world.
80%.
Thank you, Coach Sandy. 80%. 80% of the men in the world. And that leaves just 20%. And when you subtract those who are married, those who are gay, those who are living in the basement with mom, she's left with maybe 2 guys that's available. So it's about opening your heart and being able to accept and receive love wherever it may be coming to you. If you become love, then opening your heart to receive love would not be that difficult. So think about it in this way. Look at everything lovingly. Before you judge someone, and whether you're interested in them in a physical sense or not, don't judge. Have an open heart and see where it goes. Love freely and openly. I walked into this room and Monica had done an amazing job. Ren went everywhere. Like, wow, I love the balloons. I love that you guys have no Valentines and you're here tonight. I'm in that boat as well. I just say that jokingly, as you know. Love freely and openly. Give it to others, because anything that you give away comes back to you. You know that. It's very fluid. Whether that love is volunteering, being kind to someone who may not even deserve it. I had a cop yell at me in Stanford because I pulled over where I was in the wrong. But he was so annoyed, he like stuck his body in the car, and he said, I can't believe that you pulled over here. See that space over there? Park there. See that space over there? Park there. And I moved from 0 to 60. I was so angry. I was so angry. And I was sharing that story with someone, and they said to me, you should have just said, I'm going to pray for you, because whatever's going on has put you in bed. That's exactly what I did. I started laughing. My anger went away, and then I realized what that person was saying. Why am I adding anger on top of his nonsense about it's a parking space? No one died. But that makes sense. It's about being able to give kindness and love in the face of anger, frustration, and even hatred. When I was 7 years old, I moved to a small town outside of London that was really racist. I was one of 3 black kids in the school. The other girl was my cousin, and the other girl was her best friend. So the cheese was standing alone. And I remember the teacher for that class was so kind to me. She gave me extra books to read because I was reading at a higher level than most of the kids in the class. She had such a sense of pride when I stood next to her and I read. And there was an incident in the classroom that could have escalated. And she, in her kindness, didn't let it go any further. I would never forget that woman. I don't remember her name. I can't remember her face. But it was the kindness. So kindness in front of hatred always wins. So finally, I will leave you with these words. Real love is something we already have, although we often do not know it. Real love is something we already have, even if we often don't know it. So tonight, happy Valentine's Day to my fellow Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, and I hope that you give love wherever you go. Thank you very much.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And thank you, Sharon, for taking us to Mars. Now we're off to Venus. So, I actually put this presentation and speech together about a year ago, but because I'm such a coward. But on another note, today would actually have been my parents' 65th wedding anniversary. And when I asked my mother years ago why they got married on Valentine's Day, I don't know if you noticed a few days ago, there was an announcement that the Queen of England